Mr. Wargotz.
I just want to say that I tried to get in touch with Ms. McCluskey's office, and I didn't get any return. But I did get an email wanting to know when it was, so I was unable to get on.
Thank you, Mr. Hearn. Mr. Wargotz, Mr. Ed Wargotz.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Mr. Wargotz, please introduce yourself to the audience and just provide some information about yourself.
My pleasure, Mr. President. I want to thank the Somerset NAACP for holding this forum, and it's a pleasure to be here and accept the invitation. My name is Eric Wargotz, and I am a physician, a family man, a small business owner, and the president of the County Commission of Queen Anne's County. I stand for traditional family values. I stand as a fiscal conservative. We'll get into that a little later. Proven. And I'm here because I care about people. Now, I'm a physician. What do physicians do? When you walk in the office, what do? They listen. I have 26 years of listening to people. And then I took that to be a county commissioner, and I'm pleased to say I've been able to keep all my promises. And we'll talk a little more about that when we have more time. But I want to thank you all for being here tonight and considering my candidacy and your vote. I ask you for your vote. I'll ask you for it again a little later. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ms. Wargotz, what do you think is the most pressing problem facing our state today, and what recommendations would you make to change for the citizens in the state of Maryland?
There can be no question that the most challenging problems today facing our state are the unemployment, the wasteful spending, and the lack of jobs, which go along, of course, with the unemployment issues. What we've got right now on the shore is we've got federal officials, both from Baltimore. Both of our U.S. senators are from the Baltimore area. We're not getting the proper attention in the rural areas of the state, which we deserve, both in terms of economic stimulus, not in the form of packages, but in terms of creating an environment for businesses to thrive. On the state level, we've got oppressive taxes. The assessments continue to go up in many parts around the state without relief by the local jurisdictions in terms of cutting property taxes. So these are things, this is what's lost between the federal officials and the state. There's not enough cooperation the way the Constitution designed it. As a federal official, I will work to mend that gap and work more closely with the state to address the concerns of the citizens.
Thank you. And given the fact that Mr. Wargotz is the only candidate we have in attendance tonight, so we're going to give him just a few more moments to make you familiar with him, with his ideas. The second question. Given the economic conditions of our state and counties, what suggestions would you recommend to someone who has lost their job and in danger of foreclosure?
You need to contact your state officials who are investigating the foreclosures right now. As you've heard in the news, right now every state has filed actions against large banking institutions for claims of unfair or unreasonable foreclosure. So you can certainly contact your representatives and your local officials to advocate for you to hold on to your home. In terms of jobs, if I had to echo him, if I had the answers to that, I'd probably be viewed as a genius, because right now we've got all the folks on Capitol Hill and the president trying to figure out how to create jobs. But I'll leave you with these thoughts, because I have an inkling. First of all, government doesn't really create jobs, they create more government. Only the private sector has the ingenuity to create new jobs. So instead of throwing stimulus dollars, future dollars on the back of our children in our future earnings, we need to create an an environment that is business friendly in Maryland, that will invite businesses, that will allow them to thrive and hire people. I just want to add that the health care mandate, which was passed, is very oppressive to business. What it's done is, in addition to the economic pressures of the recession, the uncertainty regarding the effects of this new health care law on businesses is preventing businesses from hiring new people and building inventories and pushing that inventory. So that, I say this sarcastically, that is all we really needed was the health care bill on top of the recession. It was a terrible idea. Not that health care doesn't need some reform. The timing was really bad and the bill is unsatisfactory.
Thank you. And the final question, and you can also make your closing statement at the end. What special skills and talents do you possess that would make you a better candidate for the office of U.S. Senate?
I'm going to stand up and lead that into my closing, if that's okay with you, Mr. President.
That's fine.
That is a great question. I appreciate it. I am proven. I keep my promises. I work hard to find solutions with others. I don't stand here before you and say I've got all the solutions to all of these incredible challenges facing the United States right now. But I've got a good idea how to approach them. I've been a county commissioner for 4 years. I ran on about 5 things: cutting taxes, decreasing government, increasing accountability and transparency, a variety of local issues. I kept my promises. I cut property tax twice. We did constant yield last year, if you know what that is. We cut the size of government. We cut the operating budget. And we increased accountability and transparency. And we did this through attrition, so I don't want you to think I'm going to fire all of you, right, who have government jobs. We did this through greater efficiency and using attrition as the major tool. And I think that's very important to understand. So I'm a guy that keeps my promises. And I have to ask you here, the current U.S. Senator whom I'm challenging, she's been in office on Capitol Hill for 34 years. The folks who have been in office that long have been driving the bus that we're all on. They've been driving this bus, and now it's going off the road, and we're heading off a cliff. And I ask you this question: are you going to trust the same folks who have been driving that bus off the road to get us back onto the road again? And I would hope your answer is no. We can do better, and I can do better. I've proven it on the county level. We can take those principles to the federal level and make things happen positive for Maryland, positive for the United States. Thank you. Eric Wargotz. I'm running for United States Senate. Appreciate your vote.
Thanks so much.